Hi, friends, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Tea Time with Sahdi and Omni, where we drink the tea and spill the tea about our weekly spiritual practices. I'm Omni.
And I'm Sahdi.
And today's episode is what has been going on with us during the summer break.
So I just want to start by saying welcome back.
Yes.
We took a few months off to spend our summer. And so today we're just going to let you know what's been going on with us behind the scenes, what we have coming up for you guys for season 5 of Lionsgate.
Yep.
And I guess Tea Time doesn't really have seasons.
Yeah.
We'll be still doing our weekly Tea Times every Tuesday. And then once a month on the 8th, we'll have a full Lionsgate episode available.
Yep. With that coming up, our first episode of season 5 will be all about Egypt.
Yeah, we're going to have a guest speaker on.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's cool.
Yeah, we'll talk all about Egypt with him. We got new equipment in, so we're going to have a lot of guest speakers that are able to come on from all over the world now.
And the reason why we got our new equipment was actually a cool story of something that happened over this summer. We had an event.
Yes.
Our first event together. And as you guys know, I've been doing tarot for years. And Omni is newer to the game. And she's picking up really fast. She's been leveling up and doing her work. You're amazing, Omni.
I'm over here blushing.
Like in the third person. So we decided to do an event together locally. And it was the best turnout ever. We met so many beautiful souls came through to meet us in person. And then some people that we already knew came through for us. It was an amazing event.
This was definitely life-changing for me and my path. Before this, prefacing summertime, I had done a reading for myself, and my spiritual team was saying, this is the summer of yes, do not say no to anything. And if I hadn't had that in mind and really went with it, I would have said no to this event. I would have been like, I'm not ready, and been scared and stuff.
Because we've been doing Witchy Wednesday. Yeah. And for those of you that don't know, the first Wednesday of every month, me and Omni get together and we go live on TikTok and YouTube from 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we do live readings.
Yep.
And so I was like, why don't we do an event together? And Omni, you didn't think you were ready to do that.
I said yes, but in my head, I was like, hell yeah, let's do it, because this is summer of yes. But in my head, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm nervous about it. And the thing that I was nervous about was not doing readings necessarily, because I was even uncomfortable with doing Witchy Wednesday. And I was like, fuck it. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm not going to learn until I'm uncomfortable, which I've been embracing. But for this pop-up summer event, I knew that a lot of our personal friends would want to come through. And whenever we were doing Witchy Wednesday and a personal friend came on and I knew who they were and I knew a lot about their life, I would shy away from doing the reading and tell Sahdi, you have to do the reading, because I was so hung up on getting my intuition and my head mixed up. I was worried about that. But this event, it changed me and it leveled me up on so many different ways. We did have personal friends come through, and it was so much confirmation that it doesn't matter if you know somebody. And Sahdi has said this too. It's really crazy too, because Sadi's like, as your friend, I want to say this, but Spirit is saying the opposite. Damn. And I felt that so much is when I was like, dude, I know your situation. I want to tell you this.
Yeah.
But Spirit is saying this. It's so cool to be on the other side of it, because before I really got into tarot, I'd have Sahdi do readings and book her for readings. And, my grandma would come through and other people would come through, or messages, and watching her work and do it. And she would say, well, that's what Spirit's saying. That's what your team's saying. And now being on the other side of it and hearing it and acknowledging it and going through it, it's such a weird, beautiful.
Yeah. And it's really cool to watch you do that.
Yeah.
Because as you're doing it, I can see it. I can see that you're tapped into that frequency.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're right there. Yep.
You're like my biggest cheerleader. I love you so much.
No, but honestly, so Omni is going to start doing readings now as well.
Yeah. I have a couple clients booked this week.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm excited. And I wouldn't be excited. I'd be terrified if it wasn't for that event.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for listening to my spiritual team in the first place.
We're even thinking about maybe teaming up. You know, we did this for the event, but for special people that want both of us to give a dual reading, considering that.
Yeah. And if you're curious, tune in on Witchy Wednesdays.
Even if you just want to watch and see how we do it.
Yeah.
But our spirit guides work very well together.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a magical experience.
It's cool from my perspective, just doing it. And then Sahdi will be talking and a card will flip out when I'm shuffling and it'll confirm what she's saying. And it's like, oh,
and vice versa.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Like tonight we were doing it and 3 moon cards came out. So I had a few decks in front of me and she had a deck in front of her. And I think I pulled the moon card and the moon card flipped out of her deck and then another moon card flipped out of mine. And I was like, whoa, this person has 3 different paths to choose from. And so it's really cool the way that our dynamics work together, that it's like you get 2 gifted readers coming at you.
Yep.
You're coming with your own spiritual team. I'm coming with mine. And then we're resonating with your spiritual team.
Yeah. And, you know, we did the episode on Lionsgate about divination and we go over tarot. We had a guest speaker on, Lexi. I was just learning at that point, and you and Lexi were talking about how you had 2 different ways of doing readings.
Right.
And I could understand it from an outside perspective, but now that I connect myself, it's so cool how everybody can do this, but you have different ways of connecting. And I actually found that out after doing this event, and I started really tuning in that I connect with people from their ancestors first.
Right.
So I'm working on a tarot deck and I'm doing a lot of artwork for it. I noticed that when I'm working on the artwork for this, that it tunes me in automatically. Sahdi's used the example of having a radio station on the back of your head and tuning in. And that's such a good analogy that really resonated with me. And as I'm working on this tarot deck and in that space, that I'm automatically tuned in. And I had a friend message me and he was like, I'd really like to have a reading from you sometime. And I was like, and I said, okay, well, what question would you ask? He's like, what's my purpose? And then I was like, you know what? Let me just pull out a tarot deck real quick and just answer this. You know, I wasn't expecting to do like an in-depth reading.
That's how it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I felt
pull one card and all of a sudden an hour and a half later.
Yes. Yeah. And then this voice came through. So I start telling him what she's saying. Right. And he's like, that's my great grandma. And I was like, really? And I won't get too deep into it, but
he could tell from the tone of your voice.
Well, I was texting it to him, so he could tell by what she was saying. He just knew it was her. Then he asked me to do a full reading for him. I did the full reading and it was recorded, so then he could hear my voice. I saw him in person after that and he was shook. He goes, dude, even the way you were saying your words, that's my great grandma. Like that was her. And he looked kind of freaked out, but like excited, freaked out. And it made me think about when you did one of my first readings, Sahdi, and my grandma came through.
Oh yeah. And she was like, I want a cigarette.
Yeah. She's like, Sahdi was shuffling your deck and she goes, could you stop shuffling that? It's annoying. And I go, oh, that's my grandma Ware. That is my grandma Ware to a T. And I was like, even the way you were talking sounds like her. And it's such a magical thing to be on the other side of that for somebody else. And hearing her voice, like connecting in that way.
This is exciting.
It's exciting, yeah.
So when it just clicks and you get it, and then you're there.
Yeah. Anybody can do this. You got to tune in and work at it.
And speaking of tarot decks, I know last season I was talking about doing mine, but so many things have been going on this summer for me. Family wise, I haven't had the time and opportunity to work on it as much as I would have liked to.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to have it done before the end of this year.
Yes.
And every time I think that I'm finished, a new wild card will pop up or I need to go back and revise a card or the meaning to something or fine tune it or something like that. So hopefully by the end of the year, the beginning of next year, this deck is going to be fully ready for sale. I'll let you guys know when the pre-sale comes out.
Oh, heck yeah. Dude, and just hearing little parts that have come through.
Yeah, this deck is not going to just be a regular deck. For those of you that don't know, it's going to be a shadow work deck. It's not going to be a normal tarot deck. It's going to be something that you use for your own personal use to go deep into inner reflection and divine guidance for yourself, shadow work, inner child work, and ancestral work.
actually, we are planning on doing a Lionsgate, and it's going to be a more in-depth, almost a part 2 of our shadow work episode.
Because the first episode was like, what is shadow work?
Yeah.
A beginner episode so everyone can understand exactly what shadow work is.
Yeah.
The next shadow work episode that we do is for expert level.
Yeah. It's in depth. If you think you know what shadow work is, listen to it and realize that you have the ability to go deeper and stronger with it. We'll launch your deck when we do this episode because that's in the books for this season, and it's all going to happen in the divine timing.
Put the pressure on me a little bit, you guys. I need it.
She's in her masculine.
Right.
She'll get
I
it
need
done.
to be in my masculine.
So I'm trying to learn how to
I'll
be
just
more.
float around and get nothing done if I don't have pressure on me, for sure.
It's like when I was like, go to class. when you
I know I'm like one of those lazy kids that I just want to play all day. I'm like, yeah.
You're not
Wait,
lazy
what day is
at
it?
all.
What time is it?
Yeah, but she is very, very like fairy energy as far as like what time is it? No,
Like, oh shit.
But you were definitely not lazy.
I know.
She was making me tired talking about her day to day. This usually happens in reverse.
But yeah, we're super excited about the season, and we'll have a new episode every Tuesday of TeaTime.
So far, we have. So the Egyptian episode is lined up with a guest speaker. We have another guest speaker that's going to come on from New Zealand, and he leads ceremonies. And so we're going to talk about plant medicine and ceremonies that he leads as well.
And also, when we did the event, all of the proceeds, every dime of money that we made from that went to buying new equipment. So we're able to have callers now.
Yeah.
If you're listening now and you want to be a guest speaker, write in. Let us know what topic you want to talk about. If you're an expert on a certain subject, write in and let us know.
Yeah. And if we're feeling called to do that episode and the energies align, we'll do it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I went to a sound symphony recently.
Omni did a lot of things this summer. I was more hermit mode. I went inward.
I did stuff, but I did stuff by myself.
You did.
Which is something we've discussed a lot. I'm learning to do stuff by myself so I can depend on myself. So I went to the Sound Symphony. They haven't done this in Portland since before COVID, I guess. And there's these 5 artists that come on stage, and they had a didgeridoo, and it was so cool. And you all lay down on your own mats and have a blanket, and you're just chilling. And I didn't realize this until the end of it, that they don't rehearse any of this. This is all organic.
And how many people were there?
There was like 350 people there. They were sold out on the night I went. It was definitely magical. I've always resonated with singing bowls. We've talked about this. So I got myself some singing bowls, and I planned on doing some lives and stuff with them and just be in the flow of it, because watching those artists do that and just be authentic and organic together. There was a harp player. There was a girl throat singing through some of it.
What do you mean throat singing? Don't we all sing through our throat?
No, but it's a certain style of throat. I cannot emulate it, so don't ask me to. Just look up throat singing.
It's called throat singing.
Yeah, so it's like yodeling, but more tribal, I guess is the best way to. It's probably a horrible description, but just Google it.
Like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I never heard of it before.
Yeah. She also did airy fairy type singing.
Nice.
Nothing was words. Yeah, it was primal. I loved it. It was super cool. Recently, in our last Lionsgate episode, which was all about Lionsgate, which we had an amazing Lionsgate. Me and my kids went on a little mini family trip to California, road trip, and we went to Mount Shasta, and it was magical and beautiful. And we talked about it in our episode of Lionsgate because we'd mentioned that when Lionsgate portal opens, that it connects you to these places without having to physically be there. I happened to be there the day before 8/8. So the day before it opened up at its peak. So that was very special to me because I didn't even know about Mount Shasta before we did the Lionsgate episode. So it was really synchronistic that it's only 5 hours away from us. I didn't even realize that. So very divine flowy and meant to happen. And then we had Lionsgate together.
Right.
We did ceremonies and
We did.
Yeah. And all of that. Which we'll talk about more in another episode.
We're going to be doing the episode about ceremonies and plant medicine, and we'll tell you guys about it on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was so much fun.
Definitely plant medicine involved.
Yes. Exactly.
Omni's first time with a certain plant medicine.
Yeah. I'm learning all about ceremonies and
Yeah, it was beautiful.
yeah, shamanic plant medicines for sure.
Yeah.
We have so much for you in store for this season with everything coming together. Got big plans in the works that we will touch on later on. So for all the fan base that has been here from day one, all the people that are new, and all the people in between, we just want to give gratitude to you.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week. And as always, remember to keep your minds open.
Namaste, bitches.